to the bold analysis. The reason why I paid attention to President William Ruto's first political rally in Elgeyo, Marakwet today is because the president is in the North Rift for 3 days, what is touted as development tour, but it is 3 days of campaigns, is 2 reasons. I got some intel few days ago that William Ruto is supposed to launch his campaigns this month. I think it was in the Star. And the second reason why I paid attention to it is because he went to North Rift, a place where we lost our CDF Ogola. When CDF Ogola had gone to inspect constructions of some schools in North Rift, and so the president was going there to launch schools that were built under the surveillance of the military after guns were silenced in the North Rift. Credit where it's due. I think Kithure Kindiki did some good job to silence the guns in the North Rift. No longer, I think those incidences have gone down. But I know one of the things that has helped is political goodwill, because some of the bandits that were really terrorizing people are actually the political team around power. Now, when I look at the president's diary, you can get worried. And I want to tell you why you have to get worried. He was in Little Girls to launch that school, Kerio Valley ICT Lab launch, KMTC Kerio Valley, Kapkundul Road, Matunda Water Supply Project. If you look at those projects, I can tell you to just do a challenge. Just go to any post, the president in probably Mombasa tour. It is the same thing. It is the same TTI school, a road here, a secondary school administration block there, an ICT lab. It is the same thing. Of course, but in this podcast, I want us to delve deep, and I'm going to demonstrate to you why the 3 days campaign tour in the North Rift is just a mere act of panic. And I think the 2025 tone the president is setting is not really conducive to Mwananchi. It's not responsive to what Mwananchi wants. I made some observations, curiously, I would want us to look at. The first observation is the way the crowds were mobilized. If you look at this video, this is the video of the president making an entrance in a field. This was a primary school where locals were mobilized. Of course, some of the students that were in the nearby school were brought there. And again, the village elders and the Ngao officials were actually activated to mobilize the members of the public so that they can go and attend the president's rally there. Different reports also show that some leaders were also giving some unga and some stipend to attendees so that they can mobilize, so that they can go and attend. Now, I need to put a disclaimer. It's not something new. I'm not saying it's something wrong, because politicians all over do it. But of course, the objective of bringing the numbers in that rally was to show that while nationwide I am facing some hostility, maybe from home I am loved, or from home I have some traction. Now, that was the objective of showing the numbers in the North Rift. Why am I saying? Remember, these are regions, these are areas that were affected by the banditry activities. And so normally the numbers are normally not so huge, especially on such functions. The second observation I realized is the absence of the Sudis and the Ichungwas. I said these are the fellows that spoil some of these functions. And the president I was there with only the local leaders from that place, except one leader from outside. And even the debate on vaccination, which was supposed to take a center stage in North Rift, was dropped. North Rift is a pastoralist, those are pastoralist areas. So if the government was going on with the vaccination, then I was expecting that message to be dominant during that. But I think due to the hostility that message was facing, it was also not there. Now, curiously, and this is what should worry Wanjiku, most of these projects that were launched, apart from the ICT hub and some primary school and that KMTC here and there, which are also funded, schools some were constructed under military, and the others were done with the CDF money. The roads that Ruto launched in Elgeyo Marakwet are new roads. I think they would have done better, and someone should give them this leakage. In 2025, emphasize on commissioning completed projects. 2 years in power, you cannot just be still launching. Even stall some project, and so that when you go, you say, I launched this in September 2022. Today we are in January 2025. This road is complete and is being used. Now that kind of message will help tone down the hostility going on. But now that is just part of the optics. My interest is on messaging. What was the message? The president had a message for people of North Rift. And the dominant message was, economy is now stable and we can now look at other things. Now,
mimi nitakuja hapa na mambo ya kilimo. Mimi nitakuja hapa na mambo ya universal health coverage. Mimi nitakuja hapa na mambo ya kuunganisha stima. Mimi nitakuja hapa na mambo ya kujenga barabara. Mimi nitakuja hapa na program ya housing. Wale wengine wajipange. Wasikuwe tu wanaongea hewa hapa. Kufikia saa hizi, competition is between me and my track record. Hawa competitors wengine sijawaona wako wapi. Na sababu hiyo, ile maamuzi yote tumefanya ndani ya miaka miwili, ndio kwa sababu leo ile mambo ya inflation ilikuwa 9% huko juu, sasa tumeiteremusha imekuja 2.7. Ile mambo ya exchange rate ilikuwa imepanda mpaka karibu 160 something, sasa imekuja hapa 120 something. Ile mpango ambayo ilikuwa imetokea huko ya mambo ya interest rate ambayo ilikuwa imepanda, sasa tumeteremusha chini. I can now say confidently, the economy of Kenya is on good standing. Na sasa tunaweza kukabiliana na hii changamoto ingine yote. Tumeelewana jameni? Tuko pamoja? Tutaendelea pamoja? Mimi sitaki kusema kuzidi hapo. Unataka sub county? Negugure ne? Abjerop sub county?
This seems, I don't know whether this is going to be maintained throughout the whole year, but then that seems to be the 2025 message. Economy is now stable, nimeshukisha this, interest rates, that and that. But I'm curious, I want you to look at, when he said this, the reaction of the members of the public and what they did after that. He said, yes, he made a speech, economy imeshakuwa mzuri, all that, but akisema hapo, the people were just quiet. They were staring and there was no anxiety around it. Or rather, they were not rejuvenated around that message. Instead, they asked for more. They said, alipomaliza walimwambia, wanataka, I don't know, is it some office there? Is it a county? They were demanding something there. That was, is it assistant county commissioner office or something? So, that is already a sign of disapproving the message. The message on we have stabilized economy is one thing that took President Ruto in Elgeyo Marakwet. And I'm also going to follow tomorrow. On Friday, tomorrow is supposed to be where? He's supposed to be in... he was supposed to be in Wasingishu, if I'm not wrong. He's supposed to be somewhere with Oscar Sudi, a dam and some TTI. I'm supposed to look at that message tomorrow. And if you want to confirm that that was the message, It will be interesting you listen to Farah Maalim.
Ndugu zangu wa capture up. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Ndugu yetu ako na rekodi 62 years of independence. No president has performed in the first 2 years the way he has performed. Kila indicator inaonyesha there's a growth. Mpaka zile kampuni parastatals zilikuwa zinafungwa hapo mwanzo kama East African Portland Cement, kama KPLC, zote now they have grown like hell. We have sugar surplus now. We are selling our maize for about 100 shillings. Kwani mlikuwa mnataka afanye kitu gani nyingine? What did you want him to do? This man deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. He deserves one for economics. This is the kwangu sisi kwetu huko Northeastern, he's getting 99%. Nyinyi mnampa ngapi? Nyinyi mnampa ngapi? Nyinyi mnampa ngapi? Tutakutana. Asanteni sana.
Farah Maalim is pampering the president, and all this was scripted. You know, there were several other leaders there. Even the Msambweni legislator was there, and the other elected leaders from the Kalenjin land. But they picked Farah Maalim, who was in the same car with Murkomen, to praise the president. And you can look at the choice of words. Kwale Rais Wote, what the president has done in the last 2 years cannot match what others have done in the last 10 years. Is it true? It must not be necessarily true. In fact, it is untrue. But it is the politics that was intended for that region. And even when he said it didn't do well, because if you look at generally, this messaging about President Ruto is this, we've done economy, it is not very attractive to Wanjeko. It is not very attractive to Wananchi. I'm so sure quite a number of people that were clapping and were showing happiness there, they're not happy because economy is stable. Quite a number of them went home and did not even have food, I guess. Quite a number of them went home and could not even pay fees for their children. But they were clapping because they are happy of seeing the president. My director is laughing that I'm saying those people went home and they found no food. It's true. It's true. They found no food anyway. It's there. It's there. So they were clapping because they have seen the president. Wamekuja kuona rais. So that message is telling you well. The way the Mwananchi interacted with that message is already a red flag that it doesn't have the traction. And the other point was on still, and this is a blunder by the way, I noticed. This was somewhere in Uasin Gishu. Do you know Ruto is still promising? He's still making these pedestrian promises.
Hata nimeruka kwa ndege nikaona hii barabara, nilikuwa nafikiri maneno yake nitanyorosha. Hii barabara ya kutoka hapa Moi's Bridge kwenda mpaka Ziwa. Hey. Hiyo barabara iko na shida kubwa sana. Si ni kweli? Si ni kweli? Sinaanza hapa kwa kona. Sasa si mmeniambia leo hiyo barabara nitawatengenezea. Na hata ile ingine ya kutoka Matunda hapa. Si ndio? Si ndio? Hata ile ingine ya kutoka Matunda, kuna ile inaenda mpaka Kongoni pande hiyo. Mimi na mjumbe ya huko wako hapa. Bana Mugabe. Namna hiyo. Ndio huyu hapa. Huyu amenieleza hiyo mambo ya hiyo barabara yenu. Ameniambia mpaka iungane na isonge mpaka ifike isiungane na ile ya Fafaro ngambo ile. Si namna hiyo? Na hii ya kwenda mpaka Brigadier. Ile ingine ya kutoka hapa kwenda Brigadier. Si ndio? Kwenda ngambo hiyo. Kwenda Bungoma. Basi hiyo barabara pia iko kwa mpango yangu, nitawajengea. Si ndio? Alafu barabara ya kutoka maili 9 mpaka Kitale vile vile nimeweka pesa. Mutaona contractor atakuwa hapa hivi karibuni.
Under peer pressure, you know, just like doing things under duress. Listen to this. We keep on saying, the more you sustain hope, you know, is continue the campaigns of promising is hope hawking, is hope peddling. You're still giving people this hope. Now, if you come next year, some of those pronouncements, I'm so sure they're not even in the budget. So even as you say, nitafanya hii, bado nitafanya hii, people are documenting, alisema tatengeneza. Next year when you come, probably areas of Rift Valley might not question you, because they might not question, because for them, patronage is on, this is our man. But how about other areas like where I'm born? If you promise us, we will ask. Some areas like Mount Kenya, you promise them, the next time you go, they ask you. So, it is very interesting that the president is still promising, and I think it's a blunder. He should slow down. This is the time to say, this one I'm not going to do now. Let us complete this one. Then when we are done, we will do the next. But not saying I will do. When you still pile the laundry box with these clothings and hata hujaosha zenye zilikuwa, your customers are not well. I realized this. That first round of campaign in the North Rift is just rushed, and I think it is being done out of panic. Oh, abductions, I'm unpopular. The country is saying my government is unpopular. Rigathi Gachagua have started campaigning, is now receiving delegation in Wamunyoro. Is it Wamunyoro? Wamunyoro. You know, there is a coalition. Rigathi is even coming up with a new political party. So I need to come out and consolidate my base. So it is a very narrow scheme. It is a very narrow plan to consolidate my base. But this is why it is an act of panic. The pitch that economy is stable, that the president is telling mwananchi there, is premature and very disastrous. It is a big disaster. Where now, people are already complaining. People are still complaining that the taxes are high. People are still complaining that things are not still working up. The SHA is not still effective. But wanasema sasa mambo ishakuwa sawa. You know, mambo ishakuwa sawa. Mambo ishakuwa sawa. Kindiki the other day was in Kenyatta Hospital and admitted that SHA is not effective because of one reason or the other. It is disastrous because if people are going through a trouble, but you are saying things are stable, you are making mwananchi feel like there is no better tomorrow. According to the president, tomorrow has arrived now. It is disastrous because you can realize mwananchi is still demanding more. He's still asking for more questions. He's still asking for more. So if you wewe unasema mambo ni sawa, it looks like you're still in utopia. Now, I listened to the stopovers, not being a sadist, and I try to be very objective. I am not seeing Kenya Kwanza bringing anything new on table. Oh yes, I'm not seeing something new on table. I don't know whether I'm demanding more. But when I listen to the speeches, I'm still hearing affordable housing, we are still building X number of houses, we are still taking 280 people, I don't know, to work in Europe. We are making ICT hubs for people to work digital. The thing is, it's just a repetition of what you used to say in 2024. What has just changed are the figures. Last day he was saying 250,000 Kenyans have secured jobs abroad. Today he said 280. What has just changed are the figures. Yes, so nothing new. It is still the same rhetoric. Now with that, I don't know what can convince Mwananchi, because this in North Rift, these are people that support Ruto because Ruto is one of their own. But in other areas, if you still go with it, there's nothing new striking. The other issue is this. We seem to have many pending national government projects. And I think I said it, that I realized that we are blaming contractors for pending projects. In December, the president was in Kisii, and he told the contractor who is making that cancer center of excellence in Kisii that amepewa pesa yote na hata hajachimba hata shimo. He was blaming the contractor. The same thing, the CS for water and irrigation was again blaming another contractor in Uasin Gishu about a dam. Now, I've heard today, I've seen the president is launching roads that are still under construction. So, amenda the whole of, amenda Elgeyo Marakwet. Sibina expect, hata kama, even if he is launching new ones, but it will make economic sense if you go, that in the whole Elgeyo Marakwet, the president cannot get one road that is completed so that he can launch. I think he should launch complete projects. Uhuru used to do that. But then Uhuru didn't fancy hizi vitu za kuanzisha. Waziri walikuwa anaanzisha. Yeye alikuwa anakuja commission new ones. I saw the issuance of title deeds. Yes, it's good. Issuance of title deeds. It's national government role. But again, those are clerical work. Napatia waziri letter, title deed, process letter, it's easy. So I'm not seeing complete projects. Now that's something that should be worrying. Lastly, the broad-based pitch seem not to be very attractive, and the president is turning down on it. You know, in Rift Valley, they support Raila. You know, they support Raila. So what you would have expected is you either snatch a Mbadi, a Wandai, or a Junet somewhere, so that you go with him and they support you. I did not hear president pushing more on that broad-based. Remember, even now he has appointed some Jubilee axes that are supposed to be approved in parliament in the next few days. He's not talking more about that, and seemed to be slowing down on this bragging right about broad-based. He's realized that broad-based thing, Wananchi is not buying it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my review on what the president did in Elgeyo Marakwet. Keep it here. The president is in Elgeyo Marakwet for 3 days. Today is day 1. In North Rift for 3 days. Today is in Elgeyo Marakwet. Tomorrow I think he's supposed to be in Uasin Gishu. We're finding out where he will be on Saturday. He probably might have a church service there on Sunday. So keep it here. We are really putting our eye on this, because we want to know what is it new for 2025 is bringing on table. Thank you.